ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యా రంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
స్టార్ట్ చేశారా? Yes, nucleic acid digestion in the small intestine. DNAase, RNAase which is present in the pancreatic juice reacted with the RNA and DNA and finally convert them into the nucleotides at first. Means RNAase is reacted with RNA, finally converted into the nucleotide. DNAase is reacted with the DNA and finally converted into the nucleotide. Later, over the nucleotides, nucleotidase which is present in the intestinal juice shows its effect and finally convert it into the nucleosides plus phosphate group. Means nucleotidase separate phosphate group from the rest of the nucleotide. Nucleosidase convert nucleotides into the nucleoside and phosphate group. Over that nucleosides, nucleosidase of intestinal juice shows its effect and convert it into pentose sugars plus nitrogen base. This nucleosidase shows its effect over the nucleosides and finally convert them into the pentose sugars and nitrogen bases. Means nucleic acid digestion begins in duodenum with the help of the nucleases such as the RNAase and the DNAase. Nucleic acid digestion gets completed in duodenum due to the nucleosidase of intestinal juice. What are the end products of the nucleic acids? Means pentose sugars and nitrogen bases are the end product due to the digestion of the nucleic acid. This is the overall physiology of digestion. Very important neat objective question overall on physiology of digestion is nothing but what is the site where the protein digestion begins with the help of what kind of the enzyme, where that kind of the protein digestion ends with what kind of the enzyme, what are the respective pHs. To easily understand the beginning as well as ending of the substance with the respective enzyme at a respective pH, we have to take a important table for neat examination point of view. This table is only for objective, this is not for IP. So definitely to easily understand the protein digestion as well as the carbohydrate digestion as well as the fat digestion. The first one is that name of substance in first column, name of substance in second column, digestion begins with, in third column digestion ends with, again in fourth column we should take the end products of digestion. End products of digestion. This is only for objective. The first substrate is a protein. means where the protein digestion is begins with what pH means. Protein digestion is begins with pepsin at pH of 0.9 to 1.8 in stomach. Protein digestion is begins with pepsin at pH of 0.9 to 1.8 in stomach. Where protein digestion is ends means protein digestion is ends with dipeptidase at pH of 7.8 in duodenum. What are the end products of proteins means? Protein digestion means amino acids. Second one is that carbohydrates. With what kind of the enzymes of carbohydrate digestion is begins means ptyalin at a pH of 6.8 in oral cavity. Carbohydrate digestion is begins in oral cavity with the help of the ptyalin at pH of 6.8. Carbohydrate digestion is ends with disaccharidases at pH of 7.8 in duodenum. End products are glucose, fructose, galactose are the end products of carbohydrate digestion. Third substrate is fats. Fats digestion is begins with gastric lipase at pH of 0.9 to 1.8 in stomach. Again, fats digestion is ends with intestinal lipase at pH of 7.8 in duodenum. End products are fatty acids and glycerol are the end products. Lastly, nucleic acids. Nucleic acid digestion is begins with nucleases such as the RNAase and DNAase at pH of 7.8 in duodenum. Again, nucleic acid digestion is ends with nucleosidase at pH of 7.8 in duodenum. Nucleic acid digestion is begins with nucleases such as the RNAase, DNAase at pH of 7.8 in duodenum. Nucleic acid digestion is completed with nucleosidase at pH of the 7.8 in duodenum. What are the end products means? Pentose sugar and nitrogen bases. Nitrogen bases and pentose sugar are end products. This is very important for NEET examination point of view. What is the respective enzyme at respective pH begins digestion of substance? What are the respective enzyme which complete the digestion? What are the end products? This is the physiology of digestion. Next topic is peristaltic movement. Next topic is peristaltic movements. What is the peristaltic movement means? Wave-like movement which is appears in the wall of alimentary canal from esophagus to the rectum is said to be as the peristaltic movement. Wave-like movement which is occurs in the wall of alimentary canal from the esophagus to the rectum is said to be as the peristaltic movement. Peristaltic movements are begins at esophagus. Peristaltic movements are ends at rectum. Peristaltic movements are begins in esophagus. Definitely these are begins at esophagus. They are ends at rectum. Again, these peristaltic movements are useful for passing down of the food material, that is said to be as the propulsion of food material. Propulsion means passing down of the food material is said to be as the propulsion. For easy passage of food material from anterior to posterior, for easy passing down of the food material towards the rectum is said to be as the propulsion of food. For that purpose, peristaltic movements are must be required. Then how that kind of the peristaltic movements are elicited means, due to the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of smooth muscle which is present in the wall of alimentary canal, due to the rhythmic or alternative contraction and relaxation of the smooth muscles which are present in the wall of alimentary canal leads to elicit of peristaltic movement. Alternative contraction and relaxation of the smooth muscle which is present in the wall of alimentary canal is responsible for elicit of peristaltic movement. Specifically in the case of the stomach, strongest peristaltic movements which are occurs, they are said to be as the churning movements. Strongest peristaltic movements which are occurs in the stomach are said to be as the churning movement, that is useful for the mechanical digestion in the case of the stomach. Strongest peristaltic movements are gets elicited in the wall of the stomach because in the stomach wall oblique muscles are present in addition to the circular and longitudinal muscle. So that only strongest peristaltic movements are elicited. They are useful for the churning movement, that is useful for the mechanical digestion also. Again in small intestine, very slow peristaltic movements are occurs. Very slowly peristaltic movements are occurs because that slowest peristaltic movements are useful for the absorption of the digested food material more effectively. If the peristaltic movements are very fast in the small intestine, definitely digested food is not gets completely absorbed. For facilitate to absorb the digested food material while that is passes through the small intestine, peristaltic movements must be in slow. So that only in the small intestine very slow peristaltic movements are appears. in large intestine, forcible peristaltic movements, forceful peristaltic movements are occurs during the defecation, during the feces defecation, forceful peristaltic movements must be occurs in the large intestine. This peristaltic movements also useful for regulating the sphincter's movement also, means with corresponding with the peristaltic movement, in coordination with the peristaltic movement, definitely sphincters may be opens and closes to allow the passing of the food material from the esophagus to the rectum. Again, peristaltic movement rate is increases with parasympathetic nervous system stimulation. Parasympathetic nervous system always increases rate of peristaltic movement. Sympathetic nervous system always decreases rate of peristaltic movement. Definitely it increases peristaltic movement rate. Sympathetic nervous system decreases rate of the peristaltic movement. Parasympathetic nervous system stimulation always increases rate of peristaltic movement. By that way, sphincters are gets open. By that way, digestive juices gets releases very fastly. That facilitate the digestion. But sympathetic nervous system always decreases the rate of the peristaltic movement. It also induces closing of the sphincters. By that way, it shows the inhibitory effect over the digestive system or the digestion process here. This is the peristaltic movement. Next one is the absorption of food material. Next one is the absorption of digested food. What is the absorption of the digested food means? The movement of the end products of digestion through the wall of alimentary canal into the blood is said to be as the absorption. The movement of the digested food material into blood through the wall of alimentary canal is said to be as the absorption of digested food material. Then what are the process which may be involved in absorption of the digested food material means? That may be passive process, that may be active process, that may be facilitated diffusion. Means digested food material from the lumina of alimentary canal into the blood maybe gets diffuses or maybe gets absorbed by the passive process, may be absorbed by active process, may be absorbed by the facilitated diffusion. What is the passive process means? Without utilization of energy, end products of digestion, if they maybe gets reaches into the blood through the wall of alimentary canal, that is the passive process. Without getting utilization of energy, if the movement of the end products may be taken place into the blood through the wall of alimentary canal, that is the passive process. Otherwise, for getting the transportation or movement of the end products from the lumina of alimentary canal into the blood, energy if it is required, that is said to be as the active process. Otherwise, with the help of the sodium plus ions as the carrier molecule, If end products of digestion are moves into the blood through wall of alimentary canal, then that is said to be as the facilitated diffusion. With the help of sodium plus ions as carrier molecules, with the help of the sodium plus ions as the carrier molecule, substances, if they maybe gets moves from the lumen of alimentary canal into the blood through wall of alimentary canal, is said to be as the facilitated diffusion. Then what are the substances which are gets moves into the blood without the requirement of energy, such as the passive process? What are the substances which maybe gets moves by the active process? What are the end products which maybe gets moves into the blood through the wall of alimentary canal by facilitated diffusion? Means at first, by passive process, or this is also called as the simple diffusion. Simple diffusion. What are the substances which maybe gets moves from wall of alimentary canal into the blood? Just assume this is the lumen of intestine. This is the lumen of intestine. From this lumen of intestine into the blood, what are the substances which maybe gets moves by simple diffusion without getting requirement of energy by basing concentration gradient? Means one is glucose, amino acids, Cl minus ion, again vitamins also. Definitely by simple diffusion procedure, without utilization of energy, what are the substances which maybe gets moves from the lumen of alimentary canal into the blood? By simple diffusion means certain amount of glucose but not complete amount, certain type of the amino acids, Cl minus and vitamins must be gets diffuses into the blood through the wall of alimentary canal by basing the concentration gradient by simple diffusion without getting requirement of energy. One important concept is that, one important point is that all the students must be refer NCERT textbook, particularly for absorption of the food. Specifically the topic of absorption of food must be refer only NCERT but not Telugu Academy, because there are lot of differences between the NCERT concept and Telugu Academy concept. So this is as per the NCERT concept. Definitely certain amount of glucose, amino acids, Cl minus, vitamins are gets diffuses from the lumen into the blood by basing concentration gradient. Simple diffusion nothing but from the higher concentrated area to lower concentrated area, if the substance gets moved, that is said to be as the simple diffusion. Simple diffusion always depends upon the concentration gradient. Second one is that active process. What are the substances which maybe gets moves from lumen of small intestine into blood by using the energy means? What are the substances which maybe gets moves into the blood from the lumen into the blood by using the energy means? Again certain amount of glucose, certain type of the amino acids, again Na plus, B12 vitamin. Definitely vitamin B12 with the help of the Cassel intrinsic factor, by using the energy that maybe gets transported from the lumina filamentary canal into the blood. Certain amount of glucose, certain type of the amino acids, Na plus, B12 vitamin, they maybe gets transported from the lumen into the blood by utilization of the ATP energy. Again, what are the substances which may be transported by facilitated diffusion? By the facilitated diffusion, they maybe get some moves from the lumina filamentary canal into the blood, means fructose, again certain type of the amino acids, and fructose, both of them are gets moves from the lumina filamentary canal into the blood with the help of the sodium plus ions as a carrier. By using the sodium plus ions as the carrier by utilization of energy, fructose and certain type of the amino acids are gets moves from the lumen into the blood. That is said to be as the facilitated diffusion. Definitely this is the lumen. From the lumen of the small intestine, fructose amino acids are gets moves into the blood by utilization of Na plus ion as the carrier. That is said to be as the facilitated diffusion. Finally, water is gets moves from the lumina filamentary canal into the blood by the osmosis. By the osmosis procedure, that's also one type of the passive process. By osmosis procedure, water which is present in the ingested food, water which is present in the lumina filamentary canal is reaches into the blood here. In that way, definitely certain amount of glucose, amino acids, Cl minus, vitamins are gets moves into the blood from the lumen by the simple diffusion. Again, certain amount of the glucose, amino acids, Na plus, B12 vitamin are moves into the blood through the wall of filamentary canal by the active process. Again, fructose, amino acids utilizes Na plus ions as the carrier ions for getting the movement from the lumen into the blood. That is the facilitated diffusion. Water which is present, that is gets moves into the blood by the osmosis procedure. The next one is the fats absorption. How that kind of the fats may be gets absorbed into the lymph vessel or into the lymph. What is the mechanism of fats absorption means? The end products of fats may not be gets directly diffuses into the blood. They are insoluble in nature. Because of due to the insoluble nature, they may not be directly diffuses into the blood from the wall of filamentary canal. So that only at first end products of the fats are gets reaches into the lymph vessel, from where they may be gets later transported into the blood. What is the mechanism of the lipid end products absorption means? Just assume this is the lumen of small intestine. This is the lumen of small intestine. Again, these are the mucosal epithelial cells. This is the lumen of small intestine. This is the mucosal epithelial cells. At first, fatty acids, glycerol, at first they are converted into micelles in lumen of small intestine. Definitely fatty acids and glycerol are insoluble. So that only they never directly diffuses into the blood of the person. At first they may be converted into micelles in lumen of small intestine. Later this micelle diffuses into mucosal cells. This is the mucosal cells of small intestine.